Alright everybody, Diecastmania here, and welcome back to another model review. Today we're covering the Diecast Masters 1/50th scale Caterpillar 323 NextGen. Number is 85657, and this is the version with the work tools. So anyway, as usual, it comes in the standard shipping carton. Inside there's a plastic cloth bag enclosing the actual tin. Once we get that taken care of, you can see the nice presentation tin as usual with some photos of the real machine, photo rendering of the machine, and the specifications on the back summed up. Popping the lid off the tin, we can see a 2019 Diecast Masters catalog, a little bit dated by now, but still very good. There's also the brief instructions for how to operate the quick coupler and the different tools that come with this model. Inside we have our little operator, and we have a pair of rather flimsy tweezers for moving the operator and putting him in the cab. So pulling this top chunk of foam off, you can see there's some tissue paper, and there is the model and the attachments inside. So pulling out the 323 NextGen, there's a small bit of packaging to remove around the tracks. Once that's done, you can see there's a very, very sharp looking model. Now onto the attachments, there's the multiprocessor, there's the ditch cleaning bucket, or what some of you Canadian viewers may refer to as a cleanup bucket. There is the hammer, and there is the sorting or selector grapple. So starting off with the CAT 323 NextGen itself, the main functions of the boom and stick follow the functionality of the real machine pretty well. As you can see, it raises pretty high and the stick curls in pretty far for transport. Most of the cylinders on this model move pretty easily, though the bucket cylinder is a little stiffer. That might vary from case to case, but as you can see, there's no real problem being able to display or pose it in any position. And the model also features a pretty impressive digging depth as well. The swing functions on this model are rather stiff right out of the box. It will free up, and it does turn the full 360 degrees as you would expect from any excavator model. Well, being a tracked excavator model produced in this day and age, it features a metal tracked undercarriage that rolls pretty nicely, as you can see here. There's no problem going back and forth. And to help those tracks roll nicely, the spring tensioners don't have too much stiffness to them. So now we can see some of the details on the model itself. Some very nice clean graphics work, and the casting work is quite good as well. There's a backup camera on the counterweight. On the right side, we can see the remnants of the raised surface from the previous issue of this model that had the Power Edge logos. Moving on to the top, we can see some nice vent detailing printed on. Adding to the level of detail are the GPS pods included on the model. And here we can see the model equipped with the standard digging bucket. And since there's a quick coupler, you can also flip the bucket around quite easily. The quick coupler is basically a friction fit. You push down on the front to pop the pin out, and you push towards the model gently. The standard bucket that came equipped on the model is pretty detailed with lots of wear plating and teeth. Now the ditch cleaning bucket or cleanup bucket has the CAT logo on the side, or at least the rectangle where that would be, and some wear plating. And as you can see, it's quite a bit wider than the standard bucket. So here's the process of installing an attachment on the coupler. It will be a little stiff at first, but it's a pretty simple process. Here's how the model looks with the ditch cleaning bucket installed. And here's the hammer. As you can see, it's a Caterpillar branded hammer with all the appropriate warning labels. The hammer bit or chisel does not go in and out as in the past. And if you're at all confused about how the hammer is attached, you want to make sure the warning labels are facing the machine. And it just clips on like any other attachment. And here it is on the 323. It looks pretty nice. This is the multiprocessor. spins 360 degrees and the jaw opens and closes. It's a pretty nicely detailed piece. To put it on the model, you'd want the slightly raised attaching point to face the machine. And taking a closer look, we can see it is a very nicely detailed attachment. Has the wear plating on the jaws. It's a little stiff, though it operates quite nicely and would be very nice posed doing some demolition work. Here's a little bit of a closer look of the attachment open and closed. Finally, we have the sorting grapple. The side pieces of the sorting grapple have a very nice color match and are fully cut through, made of a hard plastic material. The sides of the grapple are also hydraulically operated and can be posed independently of each other. This, I suppose, could be pretty useful for posing it, grabbing oddly sized or irregular objects. And as you can see, it also spins 360 degrees. And once more, the attachment process is relatively simple, though it can be a little bit finicky at times. The sorting grapple opens and closes, and the hydraulic cylinders aren't too stiff or too loose. Now, the last feature on this model is that the top of the cab lifts off, and using those tweezers you can insert the operator in the cab if you desire, and adjust the operator accordingly. And once that's done, we can put the cab roof back on by slotting in that tab and pressing on the front, and it's time to maybe work, though it may seem like the operator is taking a very hands-off approach to work today. Now, for the final impressions on this model, it is a very nicely done model by Diecast Masters. The model looks really nice with all the attachments, though having 3 different hydraulically powered attachments and a quick coupler, one would think that auxiliary hydraulic lines would have been modeled on this model, although they have not been, so there's a little bit of an oversight there. Some earlier runs of this model may have had some issues such as less than perfect paintwork and crookedly installed booms. Otherwise, this model represents a pretty good value for the unique attachments you get, the functionality, and the level of detail. So with all that being said, that brings us to the end of this model review. Once again, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next video.